Today is Thursday, October 3rd. This is Noreen Johnson, and here are the good news headlines of the day. While most vice presidential debates have little impact on the election, a top pollster predicted Wednesday that Senator J.D. Vance's performance against Governor Tim Walz's would convince undecided voters to show up for Republicans on November 5th. Conservatives and legacy media commentators praised Vance for appearing poised and taking numerous shots at the Democratic platform during Tuesday night's debate. Signal pollster Brent Buchanan argued that Vance was a stark contrast to Walz's poor, bumbling performance. The latest polling from Signal, considered one of the country's most accurate GOP polling firms, shows a tight race between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris in battleground states, including Pennsylvania. The top pollster also said Wednesday that the escalation in the Middle East between Iran and Israel, combined with a massive dock workers' strike in the U.S., will impact the election. Dock workers and longshoremen in East Coast ports are now on strike in a major labor action with real consequences for the U.S. and international economies. Thousands of members of the International Longshoremen's Association, also known as the ILA, stopped working Tuesday, striking for a substantial compensation increase and protections from automation after years of record profits for the shipping companies that employ them. At stake in the negotiations is a wage and compensation package from the U.S. Maritime Alliance, an alliance of companies that operate East and Gulf Coast ports that the union is so far rejecting. Corporate profits in general hit record highs in the aftermath of the pandemic, following heaps of stimulus sent out by the government, and profits now represent roughly the largest share of value in the economy since the 1930s. Automation is also a big issue for longshoremen, just as it is for workers in many different industries who have undertaken recent labor actions. And then this, federal prosecutors requested an indefinite delay Wednesday in scheduling the trial for Ryan Ruth, the suspect in the second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump, citing an enormous amount of evidence gathered since his arrest. In a filing on Wednesday, prosecutors asked Florida District Judge Eileen Cannon to officially designate Ruth's case as complex. Prosecutors revealed the scope of the investigation, which spanned multiple states, involved hundreds of interviews, and included hundreds of digital media for review. The filing noted that the FBI is continuing to conduct forensic tests on evidence, including ballistic testing and fingerprint and DNA comparisons, saying that the evidence would likely include them preparing several expert witnesses to testify. Investigators claimed that they have more than 100 outstanding subpoena returns that are still pending, and they estimate that they have thousands of videos to review from the large volume of electronic devices that were seized. The government also requested that the motion deadlines, calendar call, and trial date set be delayed indefinitely. On September 15th, Ruth allegedly hid in the bushes outside Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach with a rifle as Trump was playing. Ruth allegedly took off but was arrested a short time later. And then this, former First Lady Melania Trump said the 2024 presidential election differs from previous elections because the country is much more divided. She said this Wednesday on Sean Hannity's show, "We are dealing with much more danger. And especially we see what's going on in the world and the threats that we get. And my husband, what he went through in the last few months." Melania Trump continued, referring to 2 assassination attempts on former President Trump's life. Melania told Fox News host Sean Hannity that people need to learn to listen to each other again and respect differences of opinion. She said you need to be very focused and take it day by day, and that her calmness is what gets her through Election Day itself. She knows that on Election Day, it's all in the people's hands. People decide what they want for this country. And then today, October 3rd, we celebrate the feast of Saint Mother Theodore Guerin, also known as Saint Theodora. Saint Theodora lived an impactful life that still continues to inspire. She is remembered as a woman devoted to prayer, an educator, caregiver, and leader. She was a champion of justice and was empathetic to those who suffered, inspiring the work of her Sisters of Providence of St. Mary of the Woods today. Pope Benedict XVI canonized her in 2006 at St. Peter's Square in Rome. St. Theodora, pray for us. And those are your daily good news headlines. This is Catholics for Catholics. May God bless you, and may God bless the USA.